Alumni CONNECT, podcast, ki uspešne zgodbe alumnov ekonomske fakultete pripelje med vas. Ne zamudi in se pokonektaj z nami.
Welcome to a new episode of the Alumni CONNECT podcast. Today with us is Mihaela Gjorčeva, who is a student here at the School of Economics and Business, and she is pursuing a master's and a doctorate degree simultaneously. She was this year put on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list, which is one of the most prestigious lists of young entrepreneurs and young game changers. She was added because of her North Macedonian cinema called Kinoverzum. Hello, Mihaela. How are you?
Hi, very well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We are very happy to have you. So my first question for all the viewers who may not be very familiar with you, where are you from originally? How are you connected to the School of Economics and Business?
So I'm from Macedonia. I started my business and organization studies here in Ljubljana, but most of the studies happened during the pandemic, so I didn't have the chance to visit Ljubljana a lot. So when I came here in June, I decided that I wanted to pursue my PhD here as well. So here I am. I continued my studies, and until now, I'm very happy with the school.
That's really cool. So you're pursuing a PhD and a master's simultaneously, right?
Yeah, I previously had one master's degree, and my university, the International Slavic University, cooperates with your university. So that is how I got the opportunity to have my second master's degree here. And then in the meantime, I enrolled in the PhD program. So yeah, simultaneously, I'm studying at both programs now.
And how are you finding it? Is it difficult to study both, or?
No, well, I'm actually finishing my master's degree now.
cool.
I'm supposed to defend the thesis somewhere in December. So yeah, it will be good.
Best of luck
Yeah,
in December
thanks.
on your thesis. Okay, so let's talk about one of your latest achievements. So you opened a private cinema in North Macedonia, right?
Yeah.
Making both European and Hollywood movies more accessible to those in the region. So how did your story begin?
Well, actually, opening the cinema was kind of a serendipity or a happy accident. The university I work at, the International Slavic University, we've always wanted to create a better student experience because we are very oriented toward the student experience, and the cinema would largely contribute to that experience. So we wanted to open it, but we didn't have the budget to do so. So as a big cinema fan, I was following all of the Macedonian cinemas on social media, and then one day one of the cinemas had a post on Facebook claiming that they were giving away their equipment for a city municipality or a government. So even though I wasn't a representative from a municipality or a city government, I wanted to just message them and see what would happen. And then, after 1 year of negotiations, we've managed to arrange to buy the cinema, and that is how it started. So at first, nobody believed that a cinema in a small town could be a successful project, but I think that we've proved all people wrong. So yeah.
That's so cool. So you had a small budget and you ended up buying the cinema after negotiations. That's really, really cool. Did you face any other challenges than low budget, or?
Well, entering a new business is a challenge by itself. It's very difficult to enter something you know nothing about. Everything I knew about cinemas was purely fan based. I didn't know how the cinemas operated and that stuff. So I needed to do lots of observation to look and reverse engineer their processes, how their operations were carried out during the day, how they generated reports and that stuff. So we even needed to create our own software for the tickets because
Wow, okay.
in Macedonia there are a few cinemas and you can't just buy software for tickets. So I needed to plan the software, plan its functionalities, and then find a software engineer to actually do that. So.
And how did you find planning the software? Do you have any experience in IT, or?
Well, actually, yeah, I studied IT as well,
Really?
but
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I didn't find the time to finish it. I'm hoping I will do it soon. But yes, practically everything happens due to a need. So I had the need for this and this and this, and I was able to put all those functionalities like in a project and then order the software to be made.
That's really cool. Okay, so Kinoverzum has brought more than 180 movies and hosted more than 1,500 movie screenings since opening in 2019. So that's like in a good 3 years, not even 3 years. Can you tell us a little bit more about the process for a cinema to be able to play a certain, let's say, Hollywood movie?
Yeah, actually, it's been more than 200 movies by now because our numbers keep growing. Like by the day, each Thursday, we have new movie premieres as they happen in Hollywood. They happen here as well. You just need to find the distributors for your region, which is a difficult task. If you don't know anyone in the business, yeah, it is very difficult to find them. But we managed to do so. So I think that all in all, our experience has been a great one, and of course you need the right equipment. You need
And do you want to say a little bit about like the process of acquiring a movie and like all the rights that have to go through? Is it different in Macedonia, or what's the process of actually like getting a movie, getting the rights to premiere a movie, and then actually getting it up to the screen?
Well, once you know the distributors, they send you like a list of movies they will play throughout the year, and then you can choose from that list and order. It is called a DCP, and you receive the disc with the movie, and you just insert it. It is special equipment. It's called a server, and you insert the disc into a server, and then you have to have a key to play the movie. So it is quite technical stuff. It is important to know the distributors of the movie and then to contact them and let them know that you want to show the movie and then have the right equipment to do so.
Okay, cool. And so the thing that is super interesting, you were in Forbes 30 under 30. So every year, for those of you who don't know, every year the American business magazine Forbes releases its famous 30 under 30 list, unveiling the most promising game changers and bright entrepreneurs like our guest, leaders, activists, founders, and creators, all under the age of 30. And you were one of them this year. How did you feel when you found out you were such a prestigious list?
Yeah, I was a little bit suspicious in the beginning when I received the email which said, "Congrats, welcome to the under 30 family." I didn't believe it at first. I needed to like check the domain whether it was really from Forbes, and then I opened their website and then I checked whether I was on the right domain. Yeah, it was the right domain, but definitely a little bit suspicious because it is very difficult to get on that list. It is very difficult. A lot of young people apply for it. I think that more than 10,000 people are applying each year, and this was like my first time to be nominated, and I made it. Yeah, at the first try.
And what does this mean for your work? What does this mean for the film industry in North Macedonia?
Well, Forbes has definitely helped us grow as a brand nationally, and we hope internationally soon. So in 2023, we will becoming the first ever Macedonian movie theater chain. So I think that is very important for the film industry because we plan to expand even more and become this large chain of movie theaters. Hopefully, if everything goes well.
Okay, and so as one of the people on this prestigious list, right? You attended the 2022 Forbes Summit in Detroit, Michigan this year. How was it? Like, how was it being there? What did it feel like?
Well, there were like a lot of fun activities like concerts and networking, but I was mostly impressed with the conference and all of its speakers. It was a really motivating experience for me because I like to hear from business founders. I like to hear their ideas, their struggles. The struggles are especially important for me because each and every business has its ups and its downs, and it is very important to know what they struggled with when they were starting and at different stages of their business as well, what they struggled with when scaling and that stuff. So yeah, the speakers were definitely the most important thing for me. I also got to meet Randall Lane, who is the chief content officer at Forbes, and I got to have dinner with Forbes and Microsoft discussing sustainability. So it was a really motivating experience, which will help me, I think, develop my work even better.
And how was that dinner with people from Microsoft? Was it interesting? What areas of sustainability did you talk about?
Well, we discussed that it isn't sustainable to be unsustainable. So yeah, I think that a lot of young people were there as well with a lot of ideas. So I think that we have a generation that is very aware about sustainability and is ready to take action. So I think that that was the most valuable experience for me.
And how were the activities? So you mentioned that there were a lot of fun activities. I know there was a concert, that you had team building events. What was the most memorable activity for you?
For me, the conference, as I said, the speakers,
Yeah.
the speakers. We had speakers like Hailey Bieber, who shared her story starting as a model and then developing into a skincare mogul. Also, we had Megan Thee Stallion, who shared her story and her struggles as well. So all in all, I think it was very valuable for me to be there in the same room with them and just hear what these people had to say. Because when you see someone on TV, you expect that life is easy for them. Yeah, they have no struggles. No, it's not like that. Like each and every person that works has its own struggles. So yeah, it is good to know them because it is motivating. If they could overcome it, maybe so could we.
So at the event, right, which was from the 2nd to the 5th of October this year, you also met other winners. For example, members of the Italian band Maneskin and actress Simone Ashley, known for her role in Bridgerton on Netflix, right? Have you been hanging out with them? How are they in real life?
No, I didn't actually meet them because I was at the American event.
Oh,
I
okay.
was at the event that was intended for the listers from the American list.
Okay.
Maybe they've been to the European. I don't know. We were just on the same list together. We weren't actually all in the same room, but I got to meet a lot of other cool people as well. I met one girl who had an interesting story. I think that her company created all the jewelry for the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie.
That is so
yeah,
cool.
the this movie has been the one of the greatest. I think maybe it has been the greatest box office hit this year.
Yes.
So it was very inspiring to see that, yeah, someone who is young, under 30,
Yeah.
has been so successful.
That's so cool. And I can imagine that all these stories are really empowering to hear that every very successful business, every very successful project has its up and downs, like you said before, right?
Yeah.
And it's also kind of gives you another wind
It's
of
a
encouragement.
Yeah, it's a boost.
It's a boost. Yeah, exactly. And so, did you come from the event inspired with new ideas? Do you want to pursue new things?
Of course, yeah. It was always my dream, first of all, to visit the US. And
course.
this summit has been a major game changer for me. I think that it has given me so much courage, like, to read, because there were like a lot of people there who had started their businesses from scratch and they make millions now,
Yeah.
and they're under 30. So, yeah, there's hope for us too. So yeah, maybe we will be able to follow their success and just try and expand our businesses.
Speaking of expanding your business, what are your plans for the future?
Well, as I said, we plan in 2023 to become the first ever Macedonian movie theater chain. We also care a lot about the experience as a moviegoer. You don't have to just go and watch the movie, but we care about the activities before watching a movie and after. So that is why we're creating a bowling center at our original location.
And since you came from such an inspiring event, did you set any specific goals for yourself in the upcoming year?
Well, the goals are scaling the business, definitely.
course,
yeah. For now, all my goals are connected to my work, so that would be all. Yeah, expanding the business, and making even better conditions for both our audience, our clients, and of course our employees.
Okay, and now a little bit more of a creative question. If you could make your own film, what would it be about?
Well, it is a very nice question actually, because in the future, far in the future, we plan to introduce Kinoverzum as a producing company,
Oh, nice.
and we already have a script that's been written for 2 TV series and then for one like dystopian movie, but it requires like a large budget to
Yeah, of
actually
course.
produce it. So we will wait for that, like in the maybe it will get realized in the next, like, let's say few years.
And will these movies be specific for the North Macedonian
No,
viewing community, or
we plan to create something that will be important for the whole region, like include countries, our neighboring countries such as Bulgaria, Serbia, and then some additional countries as Croatia and Bosnia. So I think it will be a very nice project that will be successful in the region, hopefully.
that's so cool to connect all the countries that have like
Yeah.
a similar background and similar culture. That's
Yes.
really, really cool. And do you plan on doing it in Macedonian or in English or some other language? What are you thinking?
It will be like a mix of languages because
Okay.
the TV series, one of the TV series, is connected to the student life. So we want to integrate like an intercultural background. So we will have students like from all of these countries, and I think it will be a very nice experience.
Oh, that sounds like a very cool project. My last question for today. With all your knowledge, with all your background, with your experience, with the fact that you started your own business, the fact that you're doing a double degree simultaneously, what would be your advice for students who are either studying right now or studying and managing a business or want to start a business? What advice would you give them?
Study while you have the time to do so. From my experience, I find that continuous learning is very important, and I think that the best thing you can do for yourself and for your business is to continue learning and just updating your knowledge with all the newest information. So, one more thing I would like to add is to learn about bad examples and then try to use that knowledge to create something new, something successful. And maybe the last thing I would like to add is to always be a team player, because in my work, we always tend to like employ team players. It is very nicer. It is very nice to work in an environment that has this like team spirit, because it feels like a family instead of work.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being a guest today.
Thank you for having me.